David is a 16-year-old high school student who has been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The most salient features of this disorder are restlessness, a short attention span, failure to pay close attention to detail, and impulsive, disorganized behavior. People with ADHD have intelligence scores similar to the population at large. However, their ADHD symptoms interfere with their ability to function effectively at home and at school. In this first segment, take note both of the symptoms that David describes and the way that these symptoms lead to problems in his daily life.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty smart. I just don't learn the way other people do. I don't get it. Like, once they tell me how to do it and I see how to do it, I can do it. I can do it just like anybody else could do it. I could just like not even think about it. I could do it. But other kids go to school and they can study. They study and then they learn the thing. I can study all I want. I won't even remember anything. I could read the chapter 5 times and I won't remember it. I've done it before. So I have to find different ways on how to get things in my mind to remember it. I have to make it fun, I guess. Make it so I want to learn about it. Like, I couldn't read very long. Like, the words will be bouncing all over the page. I mean, it just literally they'd be gone and I can't see them, or they'll get blurry and weird. It's just really weird. You can't pay attention very well. I usually get in trouble because me and my friends, I'm really loud, I guess you could say. I always talking. I don't ever shut up. I always talking to all my friends and I always make noises. I don't even do it on purpose sometimes. I just be like making noises, like humping or humming in my mind or something like that, or just weird noises, and the teacher always tells me to be quiet. So, why do you have to make so many noises? Well, I don't like math class, and Mr. Foz, he doesn't usually give you referrals. So when I get into math class, I usually just get messing around with my friends or whatever. And I really don't like math. That math class is just it's hard for me. It's algebra 1. I mean, that's not very high in math class or anything. I really don't like it. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't really like it. It's not very much fun to me. I'm just not very good at it. So I can't concentrate doing it all the time. And I didn't get very good grades in it the first semester. So my mom just said that since she knew I wasn't gonna pass the class. I was just doing really bad in that class, and I wasn't going to pass it, so she just told me not to worry about math classes. Do another class in that. Do classwork from one of my other classes in that. So I just did other classwork in that class instead of doing math. But I still got in trouble with my friends because I played with them all the time and talked. I talk a lot. Most kids, they get home and they do their chores or whatever. They clean the house or whatever, because they just think that their mom's going to tell them right when you get home you're supposed to clean the house or whatever, and I know that in my mind, but when I get home I don't think about it, and I don't do it until my mom says you need to do this or you need to do that, and I'd be like, oh, okay, and I'll go do it. And then like teachers, for instance, they tell me I needed to do that or I need to do that. I didn't do it. I won't do it until they tell me, because I know, but I don't really know. It doesn't click until they tell me, and then I can do it.
ADHD is a controversial diagnosis. Many mental health providers believe that the disorder is overdiagnosed and is misapplied to individuals who are unwilling or unmotivated to focus on difficult or unpleasant tasks. In the following segment, note that David is readily able to focus his attention in specific aspects of his life. People with ADHD have some activities in which they have no difficulty paying attention. Listen carefully and decide for yourself if this behavior seems consistent with an ADHD diagnosis.
I have ADD and everything. There's certain things I can control it and not control it. I only learn about something, really learn about it. It goes in long-term memory unless I like it. It's I associate with it. I don't think I have very much ADD in sports because I like sports. I like when we coach, we talking to us, tell us a play or whatever, and I pay attention to them because I like it. I want to know what the play is. I want to be able to just go out there. I want to be the best when I'm playing sports. I want to run the fastest, hit the hardest, and everything else. And when I see the guy with the football or whatever, I go and get that guy or whatever. I don't know, in school, I don't like it. I don't really want to be the best. I just want to get by, I guess. Kinda. Sorta. I like video games. They're fun for me. I'm good at. I'm really good at video games. I play I usually, that's what I do all day, play video games. I got PlayStation 6. I got all of them. I got every system. I don't have Sega. I have all the newest systems. I'm really good at video games. I love video games. Before I was coming over here, I was playing video games. I'm really good at video games. I can beat any game. You give me a game and I can beat it in a night, easy. I can beat the whole game, one night. Stick it in, play it all night long. I'll have the game beat when I wake or when my mom gets up. So my mom says I'm so good at Nintendo's because I don't know, like little distractions. You know how I make I make distractions when I'm like at school. I don't know, can't learn without them or something like that. I'll make like little noises, you know, like little crazy noises and talking to myself. I daydream a lot, but in video games or, you know, just PlayStation or Nintendo or whatever, you playing that has its own distractions, and I could pay attention to every single little thing that's on the TV. I mean, if one kid plays a Nintendo, I mean, he walking around, he'll get lost in all the mazes or whatever. I know exactly where I am, wherever I am. I just remember where the turns are and I just remember it. I don't know why. I can remember everything in the whole game. It just has its own distractions, so I can just cope with it better, I guess.
A number of drug therapies reduce the symptoms of ADHD. Surprisingly, tranquilizers seem to increase hyperactivity, whereas stimulants, such as Ritalin, seem to reduce the hyperactivity. Although these drugs are usually helpful in the short term, they may not improve the child's long-term prognosis. Research shows, for example, that ADHD children are more likely to encounter social, legal, and professional difficulties once they reach adulthood. A program of behavior therapy may help to reduce these difficulties.
And then we started this new medication, this Wellbutrin and Ritalin. I take one Wellbutrin and half a Ritalin. I like to take it at school because it helps me to pay attention, and I get better grades when I'm doing it because I can learn more. Like the test thing, I can't like study. That medication will help me to study. I don't know how it does. It just does. It just helps me to pay attention. I can read that whole chapter like regularly. If I wasn't on the medication, I'll start reading, and then I'll just in my mind I'll be thinking about something else. Like you go swimming at Hag Lake, you know, or just going out with my girlfriend or whatever. I'll be reading, but I can read I could read a whole page, but I'll be thinking about something else in my mind, and then all of a sudden I'll like just snap out of it, and I'll be like reading again, and I'll be like, I don't even remember what I read. I don't remember anything, and then I'll like have to go all the way back and find out last place I remember and start reading that whole thing again. And then when I'm on the medication, I can read. I can just pay attention to what I'm reading. I'll be like, you know, reading about, you know, Christopher Columbus. He like sold over from people, you know, whatever. And I'll remember what I read when I read it and the dates and stuff like that. And if I wasn't on medication, I can't remember that. I just can't remember those details that you need to know for like tests and stuff. It's not as easy. I mean, I can do it, but it'd take me a longer time just to like keep going back and then get it into my mind. But when I'm on the medication, I mean, I can do it just like, you know, like normal kids, they can just read the chapter and they know it. That's kind of like how it is. When I'm on the medication, I could read it and recall just about everything I read almost. Just about. Pretty good. Well, if I take too much Ritalin, I can take a whole Ritalin, a whole Wellbutrin for a little while, but then it'll start building up in my system, and I go to school and I feel like drugged out. I can feel like I'm like flying around and stuff. I feel like I'm floating. It's not very cool. I don't like it. So I usually I take a full Wellbutrin and one Ritalin, and that just makes me so I can pay attention better, and I don't make as many noises. I'm not as hyper. Sometimes if I take too much, I usually like people will be talking to me and I just like ignore them. I don't even talk to really anybody sometimes. I just be by myself. I don't say anything really. Just do my work. And that's all. That's what my mom wants me to do. I don't really like it because I'm not sociable or anything. It's not like, I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me. That's why I don't like, in the summertime I don't take medications, just because I feel like the medication isn't me. That's not who I am. It's the medication in me. I'd rather be myself.